stats and on base and your whip. And by the way, I got plenty of whips at home that don't have anything to do with baseball. Anywho, I like winning. Like, that's everything. When I put money down, I put $100 on a game last night. I don't care about anything but W. Lamar Jackson is 26-7 as a starter. Give me a break on, you don't like the way he throws. In California, when you're driving in Los Angeles, there's this freeway called the 405, and sometimes you get traffic jams, and I'm always jealous of motorcycles. They just weave in and out of traffic jams. He's the motorcycle on the 405 during a traffic jam. When somebody is great at something, and by the way, last night his passer rating, if you're into stats, is 101.8. It's not like you can't pass. When you're amazing at something, I'll allow you to be so-so at something else. Shaq was so dominant and powerful, I could live with his crappy free throw shooting, and it was awful. Tom Brady is incredibly unathletic, but he's so good pre-snap, in and out of trouble, I'll live with it. Tyreek Hill's the fastest guy in the NFL. I'll live with the fact he's not going to win many jump balls. He's tiny. Probably not a great blocker. Amazon Prime, their content overpriced a bit. Okay, doesn't blow me away. But good God, I order something, and 15 minutes later, one of their drones drops it off at my house. I mean, this kid is the motorcycle in the traffic jam on the 405 in L.A. He's weaving in and out of stuff. And by the way, you put his passing numbers up. He passes well enough. Okay, if you look at his NFL rank right now, TD interception in the first 3 seasons is 3rd in the NFL. His passer rating is 4th. And I don't know how I don't even care about how you figure out a passer rating. His record now is much better than Josh Allen. This is not baseball. He wins games. When you give me something, it's like when you go buy a Ferrari, you give up gas mileage concerns. You give it up. You move to Phoenix. It's going to be hot in the summer, but the other 9 months are great. There are no perfect quarterbacks outside of Russell Wilson's even too small. Aaron Rodgers can be a little aloof. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he's the perfect one. Good luck. Needle haystack, good luck. Did you know he was the perfect one 3 years ago at Texas Tech with a losing record? So Cowboy fans defend Dak to the core. He's not an elite thrower and not an elite runner. Lamar does something that's not available on the market. There's nobody that electric. I'll live with the passing stuff. He makes enough throws. He made one to the corner last night that was great. They were good on 3rd down. He seems to be good on 3rd down. John Harbaugh talks about, the guy had one practice last night and helped engineer a running game that created 294 yards.
Well, the one thing you do know about Lamar, you're going to get everything he's got, and that's really all you can ask for. He's going to give you whatever he has, and it turned out that he had a lot tonight, and that was good to see. I don't think you could predict that. He came out to practice. He looked good in practice. He was strong and healthy, and I'm just impressed with the fact that he was on top of the game plan so well. He'd been studying, obviously, the whole time he's away, and he played a great football game.
2 things I like about Lamar. He plays with urgency. Like when I watched Lamar play, this was my knock on Jay Cutler. I talked about this yesterday. It's been my knock sometimes on Sam Darnold, on Baker Mayfield. Sometimes they don't play with urgency. With Lamar, he makes every field play like it counts. That's big to me. Even when he makes mistakes, he plays with urgency. There's no casualness to the way he plays. I love that. The second thing is he's incredibly coachable. He takes criticism. He doesn't get defensive. He owns it, and he gets better at stuff. So those are really big things to me. He plays with urgency. When he fails on a play, he's mad at himself. He doesn't point fingers. He's pissed. But he's not yelling at you. He's not pointing fingers. He's mad at himself. And the other thing, boy, this is big to me, he doesn't get defensive about criticism. He owns it and then goes in the offseason and tries to fix it. So he's not perfect, but he's 26-7 as a starter. You can talk about whips all you want. I'm just, those are private to me. Joy with the news. 2, Clemson 3, and Ohio State 4. I've really noticed this, and you're really seeing it in sports, is that COVID has been difficult for everybody. It's not been easy for anybody. But does everybody realize Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson, and Ohio State, with or without COVID, would be here? You really see it in college football and sports. COVID is unraveling average. Below average, maybe slightly above average. But the only thing COVID's done to college football, Trevor Lawrence missed a week. Clemson probably beats Notre Dame if they have him. I saw a story this morning. What airlines have handled COVID the best? Delta and Alaska Airlines, my two favorite for the last 20 years. Well run is well run, even in crisis. Netflix, Apple, Tesla, Shopify, DocuSign, Amazon have all crushed. College football, everybody complains about the cancellations, and I can't believe this, and I can't believe that. Look at sports. The Dodgers have been one of the top-run franchises in baseball, 7 or 8 straight division titles. COVID, they won a World Series. On James, COVID, won the NBA championship. Tampa Bay Lightning, by hockey people, considered really one of the great franchises, rock solid top to bottom for the last 5 or 6 years, won the Stanley Cup. Look in the NFL who's good today. The Steelers, the Hunt family, the Packers, the Saints are always well run, the Seahawks. Like COVID's bad, but I look at college football, and everybody says, what about Michigan? Michigan's not great. Michigan's good. What about Penn State? They're good. What about Oregon? They're good. Brian Kelly's great. Dabo Swinney's great. Nick Saban's great. Ohio State football's great. It's been this thing's been tough on everybody. But when it's all said and done in sports, it's the Dodgers, it's the Lightning, it's the big dogs in college football, it's LeBron James, it's the Chiefs and the Steelers and the Packers and even the Patriots with all this mess. They're still in the playoff hunt. So I'm not saying it's been easy, but, you know, people are complaining about Ohio State and not playing enough games. Folks, COVID or not, this is exactly what college football would look like. There's been one little difference. Trevor Lawrence had to miss a game, and Clemson would have beaten Notre Dame. As it is, they almost beat him anyway. All right, coming up next, it is funny to me. Just there's so much. The word I don't think I've ever used is haranguing about Lamar Jackson. There's just so much. People just can't. Oh, God can't throw a football. Okay, I'm over it. Okay, like I'm going to defend Lamar Jackson again, and then I'm going to move off defending Lamar Jackson because I'm over the story, and I've won the story, and I'm over the story. That Nick Wright, Joel Klatt, next hour coming up. Well, you ever wonder how much further you go with an extra mile? Well, drive a Mercedes-Benz van and find out. You begin with their 250 elite authorized dealers that customize everything for your needs, your work, your family, and your lifestyle. They offer a variety of vans. Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, the versatile Mercedes-Benz Metris, and they all have cool customized features, cutting-edge stuff like MBUX voice commanding technology. It gives you directions. It gives you weather. They have the rear cross traffic alert, the blind spot assist. By the way, every great car has a blind spot. In the history of cars and automotive industry, everybody's got a little blind spot. What you need, I got a Mercedes, gives you a little beep when something's getting near the blind spot. Right now, go to one of their dealers. Stay tuned for an incredible giveaway of a Mercedes-Benz van on this show. Some equipment described is optional.